Hi, in this video I'll show you how to set up our staff in Xero Practice Manager. Now it's important to note here that when we set up our staff, we're also creating the users in the system. So we'll be sending invites out when we create our staff members. So let's jump in, we'll check it out together. So to set up our staff, we're going to go to Business, then down to Settings. And on the left-hand side down here, we click on Staff. Great, and then what you'll see here is a list of all of your team members, and you can invite new ones by going Invite Staff, and then entering their name, their email address, and then with our billable and our base rates. Now your base rate is what your team member costs you per hour. The billable rate is what we charge them out per hour. Now with your base rates, you can set this at a direct cost or at a burdened base rate. The burdened base rate includes an overhead apportionment. It's entirely up to you. It depends on how you run this in your practice. So let's just say we're going to pay Rick $40 per hour, including all of the superannuation and all those extra bits and pieces. The billable rate will be $200 per hour. Cool, if we scroll down, we're looking at our privileges. Don't worry too much about this stuff here, not too relevant unless you want to enter them, it's up to you. General privileges, admin and financial. So the best way to do this is for your practice managers and your directors, just tick full, and then save. That just gives them full access to the system, or you might want to tick them and then remove certain ones if appropriate. For your team members, however, you want to start with nothing and then add as appropriate. So for example, Rick here is just one of our senior accountants. By ticking nothing, he does get access to doing his timesheets. So that's a default. You can do timesheets and you can view the jobs you're assigned to. But we may want to give Rick the ability to create new jobs and view and edit documents and add job costs. And we may also want him to see the financial summaries on the job so we can see how he's tracking. So what you want to do is go through and tick them as appropriate for the rest of your team members, and maybe think about creating a bit of a template. So your juniors might have just timesheets, your seniors may have something like I've checked here, and then you might have your client managers might also have access to a few other things such as the to-do items and things like that, or whatever it is, or the report builder, whatever it is. But you want to start with nothing and work your way up, and with your directors and your practice manager, start with everything and then work your way down. Once it's all done, we can just hit save, and it's going to send an email to rick@linkreporting.com. So once he receives that email, he can click on it, which will take him through to set up his login, and then he'll have access based on the permissions we have set up for him. Now, another thing I want to show you, which is really cool here, is custom rates. So click onto myself here. You can see my base rate 50, my billable rate 200. Now, I can set up custom rates. So if I click in here, you'll see that for BAS returns, I've actually written my rate down to $150 an hour, and for company restructure, that's at $300 an hour. So what you can do is come in here and provide custom rates based on certain tasks. So that's how you set up staff in Xero Practice Manager. So the thing to keep in mind there is by setting up a staff member and putting in their email address, you are creating them as a user, so they will be able to log in and view the information based on the permissions you have set up for them. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.